Yo, what up, guys? Raj here. I'm back. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you guys traded well today and with discipline and made some money. I just wanted to do a quick market recap over the last couple days, see what happened, do a deep dive over the last couple days' price action, and see where we're at in the overall picture here. So right off the bat, I mean, like I said in my last video, I am biased towards the upside, and even though we were coming up on low volume, like I said, the volume was really the only point for the bears here. This decreasing volume on the move up. Now that we busted through these EMAs, the volume is actually picking up here, as you can see. So yesterday, what happens pre PPI, the news that came out today was PPI. It came in good, bad. Probably came in good, judging by the reaction here. So it was a pretty choppy day. All that happened yesterday was we put in this hammer here. We consolidated all day and we held the 8 EMA as support, as well as this demand zone, and then the next day we gapped up, right? And then today we just fucking, I think everything went up at least 1.5. NQ's up 2%, QQQ's up 2%. VIX is back under 20, so that's all really good for the market. Judging by this daily candle, I am expecting some continuation tomorrow. I mean, there's no wicks on either side of this bad boy, so I'm expecting us to maybe bust through this this supply zone right here. And after we come through here, hold it as support, I mean, it's clear skies ahead. We might get some resistance here at like this bear flag trend line, but it probably won't be too much. I am expecting us to just bust through here, hold it as support, and then just make our slow grind up towards all-time highs again. Yeah, I mean, it's clear skies ahead. If we break through 543 and hold, I mean, I will go straight to 554. Not fast or anything, but we should go straight to 554 before we see any real resistance. After that, it's just clear skies to all-time highs, right? Like I said, I'm going to hold true to my prediction that we're probably going to visit all-time highs somewhere in September. That's when interest rate cuts are going to be coming in, and that is when, you know, we're either going to get a pretty big bullish reaction or we kind of start another downtrend. Judging by the history of interest rate cuts, just looking at the chart, not looking at the context, interest rate cuts do tend to lead to some kind of downtrend. And if there is a bullish reaction, it does get faded in like a few weeks, maybe like a month or so. It'll get faded and we kind of start a longer term downtrend. So I'll be interested to see what happens more in September, elections and all that good stuff, and then we'll see what happens. And let's go over to QQQ here. It should be a similar story. I mean, same thing on QQQ, right? Yesterday, all we did was consolidate all day, and then we just held this 8 EMA support. The very next day, we just gap up right off the PPI news. I can see QQQ coming up, busting through this supply zone, busting through this supply zone. I mean, QQQ does have more zones above head, so that can cause some resistance. SPY might get some resistance once QQQ gets to 467 or so. So when when QQQ gets to 467, look for SPY to start making some pullbacks in between these two zones right here. So I'm expecting us to bust through here and come up between these zones. Once QQQ hits these couple supply zones, we should get a pullback on SPY somewhere there. But again, I'm going to hold true. I think we're just going to grind up slowly back towards all-time highs. Probably sometime in September when interest rate cuts come in. So yeah, that's what I'll be keeping my eye on. I'm not a swing trader though. This is just I was looking at my daily chart just to see where we're opening. Say we open in a supply zone, I'm more likely to look short off of open. And if we open in a demand zone, I'm more likely to look long off open. Alright, so let's look at a 4-hour chart here and see. So I mean, again, if we look at this 4-hour chart, I mean, it's just clear skies ahead to that daily supply zone up here to 554. These zones right here are just hourly zones. These are the zones I use to day trade. So yeah, the 4-hour is shows a more clear picture. It just shows clear skies ahead up until this 554, 555 area. We can see some rejection up there, but I do believe if we do get rejected, we'll probably come down, find a place to make a lower high, and it will probably come up here again towards all-time highs. And just again, I'm assuming it's going to be in September. We have 2 weeks left in August roughly, so it's not too bold of a prediction. Look at QQQ here and see the structure. I mean, same thing, guys. Same thing. Once we broke through this resistance, it's just been clear skies ahead, right? There hasn't been any kind of pullbacks on this way down, so I'm expecting just a clear, smooth ride up until this supply zone 475. All these zones in the middle will just be opportunities to buy the dip, in my opinion. Until we're proven wrong, right? We should just go with the trend until we're proven wrong. Yeah, we are in this huge downtrend, but like, I mean, we're still technically in an uptrend as well, right? Until we break this weekly swing low, I wouldn't even consider us anywhere near bearish. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at in the long term. Let's go ahead and look at price action over the last couple of days, and we'll go over my trades as well. So we'll just start with today on ES. So I was up all night. I actually work a graveyard shift, so I watched the charts all night. And as we were coming into the data, we were in this downtrend, just coming down pretty smoothly into this zone. So I was instantly thinking, okay, they're selling this off, so they're most likely going to pop it up into news. And that's exactly what happened, right? We just accumulated here at this weekly 0.5, this value area high, this demand zone. We just accumulated it, and then we came up, accumulated again, and then we pushed up here. And then we started bull flagging, right? Came down, the bull flag looked like it failed, and by this point I wasn't in the trade yet. It's 5:15 at this point, and I was expecting PPI data in 15 minutes. So this is when I was getting ready to open, I opened up my broker and get ready to trade because, I trade news. When news lines up with technicals, I said it in a previous video, when news lines up with technicals, that's my hair fucking trade. So, 527 candle comes in, and we put in this hammer on this 9 EMA, and then the 530 candle comes in, and immediately it shoots down here, right, and then touches VWAP, and I got in as soon as this wick formed, right? I'll do a little long. So I got in right here, right there with the stop just under VWAP, and I exited right at the top of this, not the top, like somewhere in the middle of this zone right here. So right there. So this is my trade. So let's see, a nice 5.7 risk to reward ratio right there. I exited right there full. I got 5 MESs and I exited right there full. And then that was it for me for the day, honestly, because that was a lot for me. I trade a small account, guys. I made $400. I know that's not a lot of. I know that's not a lot compared to some of these other YouTubers and Instagrammers you guys might see, but that's a lot of money to me, like relatively, right? I work and I make $200 a night, so the fact that I just made $400 right there in the blink of an eye, when most people are fucking working, 12 hours just to make $200, like that's a lot to me. So I exited right there. And not only that, I'm thinking back, I probably should have held runners and rode it for the rest of the day, but that's not my trading style, right? I do like to hold runners until the chart tells me to get out, but that doesn't tell me the trend is over. That just tells me, okay, it's probably going to pull back to maybe break even or something, or actually pull back to a place where I can get in again. Because I normally take way more trades during the day, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but behind me there's hella fucking boxes, right? I'm actually moving in 2 days, so I've kind of been keeping it, I've kind of been laying off the trading and just kind of focusing on moving and packing up and shit. So once that's over with, like in next week, I'll be moved into my new apartment, get my internet set up. I'll be taking a lot more trades. Yeah, so we come up here, and then, I get out of my trade. We just start consolidating, bull flagging. We put in a failed breakdown right here underneath this 8 EMA and this demand zone. This could have been a good long entry. I would have gotten in there if I was trading. Rode that up, probably would have gotten out right there. And then we just kind of, we just fucking bought. We just ripped off of open, right? Barely any red candles. We just ripped off of open, and then we started putting in this bull flag, right? And this is a really good setup. This is a setup I look for all the time, right? So once we start bull flagging like this, right, it's more of a falling wedge, like this falling wedge right into a demand zone, right? So we take this falling wedge right into a demand zone. We bounce, come back down, and then we put in this failed breakdown right at VWAP, right? The same exact setup I took right here. As soon as we touch VWAP, bang, blast off, right? Right here. As soon as we touch VWAP, bang. And not only do we touch VWAP, but this is also the 200 EMA. And guys, I'll give you my secret sauce on this EMAs real quick. This red line isn't the 8 EMA on the 3-minute time frame. This red line is the 8 EMA on a 5-minute time frame. And this blue line isn't a 200 EMA on a 3-minute, it's the 200 EMA on the 1-minute. I just have them plotted onto my 15-minute. Because, I mean, this combination of EMAs just works best for me. I mean, as you can see, we just give it a touch and fucking blast off, right? Or we reject it and we just start a huge downtrend. And honestly, if you get in a position at the 200 EMA, the 200 EMA could just be your stop for the rest of the day. Because that's, I mean, look. Bang, and then again right here, 200 EMA touch, demand zone touch, and we just blast off for the rest of the day. I am noticing that it was probably a really slow grind up. Big candles right here, but as soon as we broke out of this rising wedge pattern, it looks like the rest of the bulls took their profit for the day, and we just started getting this tiny candles, right? This whole way up. It's a slow melt up. And I hate trading this fucking price action, guys. This price, I'm glad I didn't trade this price action. These small ass candles, like, they, yeah, it's a fucking nightmare when you're trading these tiny candles. We got one more good setup right here at 9:30. We rejected right here, came down, failed breakdown underneath this EMA, and we rode up. And then again, whatever bulls were left took their profit up here, and we just kind of slowly drifted for the rest of the day. Yeah, volume is important, guys. The reason we have these tiny candles is because we have tiny volume. So yeah, when we have low volume like this, then that's another, I don't fucking trade low volume. Alright, so let's go over yesterday. I'm sorry, the day before yesterday. And we'll go over my trade there too. And I'm telling you right now, it was nowhere near as hot as that one. Let's see here. That's the overnight session. Okay, so right here. So I actually got to my trading desk really late yesterday, so I wasn't able to take advantage of this failed breakdown. This failed breakdown was really the only good setup of the day. As you can see here, guys, yesterday, nothing was like, I mean, we didn't get no type of retests or any EMAs. We got barely any retests of demand zones or anything. We had another good setup up here when we started getting some Wyckoff distribution. Just a failure to make these, highs right here, and then we got a rejection. Bang, came down, and then we started accumulating right here. And you would think this looks like a perfect bear flag, right? But they fucking ripped it right up. So this looked like a great bear flag setup, and then they just rip it up. And then we come up, and right here is where I sat down at 9 o'clock. This is when I sat down. So I was in this chop. So let's zoom in on this chop real quick, and I'll show you how bad my trade was. Alright. So we're in this chop, and at this point, I'm thinking we're bull flagging. I really shouldn't have even traded yesterday, because this really, I thought we were going to bull flag and go up here, but look what happened. So here's what happened for me. So we're in this bull flag. I'm waiting for a failed breakdown, we finally get it, right? We come down, we touch VWAP, and I got long right here, right? I got long right there, stopped right under VWAP, and I took my first scale right here on this candle right here. That broke resistance. As soon as that resistance broke, we just sold off, like, immediately. Like, it took me, I got only one scale yesterday, and it took me out, like, like in 2 candles. So yeah, I mean, no, it was, yeah, yesterday was a fucking mess. I mean, yeah, I didn't really make anything yesterday. I only got 1 scale, and I trade a small account, so, I'm grabbing, like, 5 MESs, I'm scaling 2 up here, and then, get stopped out on the rest. It's, it's bad. It's bad look. So, yeah, after that, I was just done trading. I mean, we just had shitty price action the rest of the day. I watched for a little bit, and it was just a really low probability trading environment. And you can see on the daily candle, too, it ended up just being a hammer or just a consolidation hammer. And really, the best move was today on the news. I mean, I should have held runners, but it's just not my style, guys. Like, for me, it's better to hold runners until I get to another like supply zone and then get back in full, right? Like for me, I like taking 2 or 3 full size trades a day, maybe 4, depending on the price action. Yeah, I don't really like to leave runners for too long because I mean it's not going to do much for my small account. You know, if for me to build a small account, it's getting in full over and over, scaling at like places that make sense, and then getting out at a place that makes sense, watching the price action, and getting back in. It's all about trusting your setup, right? Like, why the fuck would you leave runners? Do you not believe that your setup is going to happen again? Because I mean, dude, we have 8 hours in the market, you know? It'll happen again. I mean, my personal setup, the failed breakdowns, you can see it happen all the time on ES. So, yeah, that's just how I trade. And, you know, as we get on further into the month, I'll have way more trades for you guys. Right now, as you can see, I'm just fucking packing and, yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Let me know if you like it. You can also let me know if you don't, and I'll do better next time. Alright, have a good day, guys. Tomorrow should be fun. Tomorrow should be a lot of fun. I'm expecting another continuation day. So, yeah, I'm going to be looking... I'll be looking long off of open most likely. If we open up down here towards low a day or something, you know, somewhere down here, that'd be perfect for me to, you know, grab some liquidity and take it back up. So yeah, I'll let you know if that happens. Have a good one, guys.